The wildest, most brutal hunters of the Ice Age weren't lions, wolves, or bears. They were our closest relatives. Neanderthals looked like something between a human and a beast, stocky, powerful, and built for survival. But unlike any other predator, they didn't rely on speed, claws, or sheer strength. They used intelligence, strategy, and teamwork to out-hunt even the fiercest carnivores. They took down 13-ton elephants, cave bears, and even other top predators like lions, and for over 300,000 years, they ruled the land. So how did these master hunters lose everything? Let's find out.
Although a branch of our human family tree, they were seen as a dead end.
For a long time, people thought Neanderthals were just dumb brutes, cavemen who grunted, carried clubs, and barely knew how to survive. But that idea is completely wrong. Recent discoveries show that Neanderthals weren't just strong, they were smart, strategic, and highly skilled hunters. Instead of running after animals, they carefully planned their hunts. They knew the land well, understanding how to use cliffs, rivers, and dense forests to trap prey instead of chasing it. Another edge was that they always worked together. Hunting massive creatures like elephants and woolly rhinos wasn't a one-person job. They likely communicated using gestures or sounds, planning their attacks and surrounding their prey before moving in for the kill. This made them deadlier than any lone hunter.
Hunting by brute force, with only simple stone tools.
These skilled hunters were fearless. Most predators stuck to smaller, weaker prey, whereas Neanderthals went after some of the biggest and most dangerous animals of the Ice Age. So every hunt meant getting dangerously close to animals that could easily trample, gore, or crush them. Yet, they hunted them for thousands of years.
Actively hunted adult Paleoloxodon that weighed up to 13 tons each.
One of the most impressive creatures they hunted was the straight-tusked elephant. These beasts were twice the size of modern elephants, weighing up to 13 tons. That's heavier than a school bus. Taking down one of these giants wasn't just about brute strength, it required careful planning and teamwork. Fossil evidence from Germany shows that Neanderthals butchered these elephants over a period of 2,000 years. Meaning hunting them wasn't just a rare event, it was a way of life. One successful kill could have provided enough food for an entire Neanderthal group for weeks, making the risk worth it. Woolly mammoths and woolly rhinos were just as dangerous. These animals were built for survival in the harsh Ice Age climate, covered in thick fur and equipped with massive tusks and horns. A single charge from one of them could have killed a hunter instantly. But Neanderthals weren't reckless. They likely targeted older, solitary males, which were easier to ambush and use coordinated attacks to bring them down. Hunting these animals was all about mastering the land, predicting the animal's behavior, and working together as a team. That's not all. Neanderthals also hunted cave bears and bison, which were just as dangerous in their own way. Cave bears were massive, some standing over 10 feet tall when on their hind legs. They were aggressive and territorial. Going after one meant risking serious injury or death. Bison were another challenge. They weren't as big as mammoths, but they were fast, powerful, and traveled in herds. Neanderthals had to find ways to separate weaker individuals and bring them down before the herd could charge.
They were hunter-gatherers. They had scarce game to find.
But what makes Neanderthals truly different from other predators is that they even hunted other hunters. Fossil evidence shows that they killed cave lions and hyenas, predators that usually had no natural enemies. These animals were so fast, strong, and armed with razor-sharp teeth and claws, yet Neanderthals still found ways to take them down. Whether they saw them as competition or just another food source, one thing is clear. No other species hunted as widely and aggressively as they did. Neanderthals weren't the fastest hunters. They didn't have razor-sharp claws like lions or the endurance of wolves. They couldn't fly like eagles or sprint like cheetahs, but they didn't need to. Instead of relying on natural weapons, they used intelligence and adaptability to gain the upper hand. They didn't just compete with other predators, they outsmarted them at every turn. One of their greatest advantages was their ability to use the land to their advantage. Instead of running after prey, they let the environment do some of the work for them. Fossils tell us the strategy Neanderthals used to catch their prey. In Moron, France, they skillfully herded bison into rocky dead ends, blocking every escape before closing in for the kill. In Taubach, Germany, they played the waiting game, hiding near watering holes where thirsty rhinoceroses came to drink, striking at just the right moment. This kind of planning wasn't something you saw in other predators. It was a Neanderthal specialty. When the moment came to attack, they relied on sheer skill and precision. Their primary weapon was the spear, and they used it in the most dangerous way possible, at close range. Unlike early Homo sapiens who developed bows and throwing weapons, Neanderthals had to get right up next to their prey. That meant facing down massive creatures like mammoths and rhinos, stabbing them in just the right spot before the animal could fight back. It was risky, brutal, and required serious strength. They often suffered serious injuries from their hunts, similar to what we see in modern rodeo riders. But they kept going, perfecting their methods over thousands of years. They also had something that most other predators didn't: teamwork. While lions and wolves hunt in packs, they rely on instinct rather than strategy. Neanderthals, on the other hand, planned their attacks together. Some hunters would drive animals into ambush zones, while others would wait in hiding, ready to strike. This method was far more advanced than the way any other predator hunted. Even today, there are very few animals that can coordinate like humans, and Neanderthals were already doing it tens of thousands of years ago. Another key to their success was their deep understanding of animal behavior. They didn't just chase after whatever they saw. Instead of taking on a full herd, they went for older, solitary males which were easier to take down. They knew which animals were more likely to run and which ones would fight back. This wasn't just brute force, it was strategy. But what really set them apart was their ability to adapt as compared to other predators. Unlike big cats, which mainly eat meat, or bears, which rely on specific food sources, Neanderthals could whatever is available. Yes, they specialized in hunting massive animals, but sometimes they also hunted deer, birds, and even crabs when needed. This dietary flexibility made them incredibly resilient. If large prey became scarce, they could switch to smaller prey.
They began to disappear 40,000 years ago.
For over 300,000 years, Neanderthals ruled the vast landscapes of Eurasia. They hunted some of the deadliest animals, survived brutal winters, and adapted to countless challenges.
The species lived from about 400,000 to 40,000 years ago.
But around 40,000 years ago, they vanished. What happened? Why did such a powerful and intelligent species go extinct? The truth is, we don't know for sure, but it could be a combination of two major factors: competition with Homo sapiens and climate change.
They were the first human species to make tools out of bone, not just stone.
The first challenge came when Homo sapiens, our ancestors, entered Neanderthal territory. These early humans had one major advantage: technology. While Neanderthals relied on spears for close-range combat, Homo sapiens developed throwing spears and bows which allowed them to hunt from a distance. This meant they could kill prey without getting dangerously close, reducing their risk of injury. But hunting wasn't the only advantage humans had. They also had a broader diet. Early Homo sapiens could eat almost anything and everything, like small animals, fish, plants, and even insects. This made them more adaptable to changing environments. As humans spread across Europe, they may have outcompeted Neanderthals for food, slowly pushing them out. Then came the second challenge: climate change. Around the time Neanderthals disappeared, the Ice Age was in full swing. Thick forests where Neanderthals thrived started turning into open grasslands. Their preferred prey, mammoths, bison, and rhinos, became harder to find. When those animals started disappearing, they might have struggled to adapt and found themselves running out of options.
That may explain why most people of European or Asian descent have 1 to 2% Neanderthal genes in their DNA.
In the end, it wasn't one single thing that wiped them out. It was likely a perfect storm of human competition and environmental changes. Many people today, especially those with European and Asian ancestry, still carry Neanderthal DNA. So, in a way, they never truly disappeared. They live on, in us. So, what are your thoughts on this? Let us know in the comments below.